All right, Shalom. First and foremost, before we get started, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders like great millstones who teach you well, and peace and salutations to the Lord's elect and the 1/3, as well as Shalom to the 12 tribes of Israel, which includes Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and the Israelite foreigners. Lord willing, this will be another edifying lesson. And I just want to make a quick video on what's been happening with YouTube. The first thing was I got so I tried to put a link to the Paleo Hebrew prayers in my video, my previous video, and when I try to put a link in description, which I've never gotten this before, and mind you, I've had this channel for quite a long time now, right? And all of a sudden, YouTube is asking for a verification ID, right? So it's saying, take a 6-second video of yourself, take a photo of your ID, build history as you grow, right? Which basically giving me options to put in my face, put in my ID. And mind you, I've posted videos with my face on this channel, so that's not an issue. But the main thing is, you know, the Esau, he's trying to get brothers to put in their ID so they can track everybody back to what they say, right? Because these channels, right, they can use that, they can use this against you. They can use they can use this to track you down. You know, they're gonna and you know, this ties all in with the famine of the word, because they're gonna start shutting down brothers' channels, right? And go ahead.
All right, so I got a precept here in the book of Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So we know, what's to come. He could even use brothers' faces and change them and distort them around. You're going to have real discernment from the Heavenly Father in order to distinguish what's right and from what's false.
And so we were actually looking at a few channels in the different languages. You had the Spanish channel, the channel in the Italian language. You had I'm sure some other brothers too, right? They you go to their videos, and now like Esau, he puts this pre-dubbed AI like audio of the, and it duplicates the the AI can duplicate your voice, right? And then make it say things that wasn't actually being said, right? We don't want to watch the video in the fucking AI dubbed language, you know what I'm saying? We want to watch it in the, because certain brothers, right? Like, the thing is, man, you can choose what option you want to hear, but it automatically preset the video to what's it called? It automatically preset the video to like a AI voice, right? Like, and another thing it did is when you start, it doesn't say the proper names, right? It says instead of saying Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, it'll say like Yahweh, or say Yahweh, or Yahweh, or like Bahash, and then it will cut out, like it won't sound like actual name.
So this devil is trying to hide the precious names for the people that are trying to learn and listen in, especially for those new learners. I have a precept that I want to bring out that ties into 2 Corinthians 2:11, and this is Matthew 10:16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. So you got to be really careful on how you're, navigating through these times, man, because YouTube is starting to change the way that they do certain things. You can see that, I myself have gotten basically banned on TikTok. I was posting some stuff on there as well, for the truth. So, this devil is going to shut things down really soon. We don't have much time.
They do these very sneaky things, right? And I'm going to bring out the scripture. It's the book of Amos 8:11, and it says, Behold, the days cometh, said the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing of the words of the Lord. So what does that mean? Soon you're not going to be able to hear the Bible being preached. And how do you hear the words of the Lord? What? Through the prophets, right? Because you can read the words on the page, right? But to hear them, right? Where are you mostly hearing them? On the highways and byways, on YouTube, right? AKA the unicorn, right? And on top of that, just the sheer fact that this guy Esau, because a lot of people might not think much of it, but the sheer fact that he's actually manipulating our videos, right? That they're tinkering with the audio, right? And now they're making people do ID checks. It just shows that this devil is watching. They're watching us. When they're doing these things, they're doing it because they're not doing it because of some they're not doing it because of some how you say it, like some like vlogger or some like fucking cooking YouTube channel. They're doing these things because they know that people are speaking against and their fucking their agenda, right? That's why what Esau, he removed dislikes on YouTube after people were getting mad at the whole the C1, you'll fill in the blank, right? The C1 nizzle, right? People were getting mad. So what? At the same time, they started removing dislikes, right? Because go ahead.
I was gonna say, we're supposed to reprove and expose darkness, and in doing so, man, we get this devil mad. That's why he's doing whatever he can to stop the prophets from spreading the word. But we have that kindling fire within us. We're still gonna push, man, no matter what happens. But I had this precept that I wanted to bring out in the book of 1 Samuel 3:1, and I'm going to bring it out in the Amplified version, the AMP. And it's a prophetic call to Samuel. It says, "Now the boy Samuel was attending the service of the Lord under the supervision of Eli. The word of the Lord was rare and precious in those days. Visions, that is, new revelations of divine truth, were not widespread." I want to bring that out in the KJV as well, just to cross-reference it. And let's just bring this out. It says, Salaki, one moment. It says, "And the child Samuel ministered unto the Lord before Eli, and the word of the Lord was precious in those days. There was no open vision." So the word of the Lord is precious, and more than ever before, now that this devil is trying to stop and block the truth from being spread out.
That's why was it Matthew 25 or I believe it was Matthew 25 talks about the five foolish, was it 25, the five foolish wives and the five virgins, right? And it talks about what those and it talks about the oil in your lamp, right? That oil in your lamp is what these scriptures, right? These the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? But like the thing is, oil, right? When you light up a lamp, like it ignites a flame. That flame only what's it called? Is gonna some people. Some people only have a such a small amount of it, right? While other brothers, they have a good amount of it, right? And that basically represent how much wisdom, knowledge, understanding, studying, right? Because when shit hits the fan, right, and people don't know what to do, don't know where to go, a lot of these people have no oil in their lamp, right? That lantern can only last for so long.
The way you just described it brings out this precept in the book of Isaiah 33:6. "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure." So ultimately, the men that are obtaining this knowledge and wisdom and holding it, tight, and then also sharing it to those that are able to receive it, are doing a good thing right now. They're preparing themselves adequately for when that time comes, when that famine of the word hits. They're gonna have that oil in their lamp. They're gonna be prepared. They're gonna know these scriptures in the back of their head. They're gonna trust and have comfort. They're not gonna be running around scrambling with their heads in the air like a lot of these people.
Because you can be that one guy, the toughest guy with all these guns and fucking cars and bunkers and shit. But you don't have wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man. You're gonna be fucked, man. We don't give a fuck about what the fuck you have, because Yahweh Shem Shai, he's going to provide for his men during those days, right? Go ahead.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 4. "For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mightily through Yahweh to the pulling down of strongholds." So it's his trust in the Lord, Yahweh Shai, that ultimately gets us through whatever. We don't need tanks and guns and to go macho with their chest puffed up like these other heathens, man, do, or these people in the world. We have these scriptures.
Because what do you notice, right? I don't want to get too off topic, but you'll notice Esau, the first thing this guy does when he gets threatened, he reaches in his pocket or he looks for his gun, right? He uses as the intimidation. Well, our weapon is actually a spiritual weapon, which is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, right? You got something?
Yeah, I was going to say, these individuals, man, during this time when they don't prepare, or those people that want to scoff at the Lord, I have a few precepts I want to read down from Proverbs 1 and 24 on down. It says, because I have called and ye refused, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught all my counsel and would none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as a desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when your distress and anguish come upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me.
Hey, you should bring out that one scripture, who shall pity a charmer that's been by a serpent?
Yeah, because me and the brother were talking about this today.
Yeah, because bring that out and I'm gonna explain.
So this is the book of Ecclesiasticus, Sirach, chapter 12, verse 13. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with the serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beast?
So yeah, man, we see these people when they get that judgment, man. Don't feel bad for them because they didn't want to hearken onto the prophets, right? They didn't want to get that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? And ultimately, the main source of it is going to be what? Through these scriptures, through the men of the Lord, on the highways and byways, and on YouTube, right? Because most people that have a cell phone, right? So you have no fucking excuse to not, hearken on. You can literally just search it up, you can search up the Elders channel, right? Any of the great millstone camps, right?
And listen, we've sent many individuals that we thought had the eyes to hear, eyes to see, and the ears to hear this truth. We sent them basic videos, milk videos to watch, and they chose to disregard it and focus on the things of this world. And these are the same people that are going to be coming and running back to us, asking us for help in the day of Jacob's trouble.
And the thing is now, right? They're not gonna, this is their way of censoring things, right? Because they're not gonna just some videos they'll just take down, but now they're gonna start manipulating videos, right? Starting to change the translation, right? They're gonna start doing what? Like then soon they're gonna start putting up new terms and conditions, saying you speak against X, Y, and Z people. You know how I'm talking about. Oh, we're gonna have to remove your channel because of hate speech.
If you talk about Esau, Edom, we're gonna get you taken down.
Yep.
Because they know that people are catching on to this. The whole world hates Amalek.
Yep.
The whole fucking world hates Amalek. They realize, that these people were full of shit. And
even the Amalek themselves is like trying to hide the fact that there's an Amalek. Like I saw this one video of like this Amalek guy. He had like an Amalekite like tattoo, like you know what I'm talking about, right? And
the J-double-O.
Yeah. And then the guy saw, is what's that tattoo on your hand? And he cut the video out basically, like showing that these people basically what they know they fucked up. They're embarrassed, right? Because all the wicked shit that they do, right? And we're speaking about Edomites as a whole because these people are just fucking evil ass, vile ass people, man. And you got something?
Everything's going to be brought forth to the light.
Yeah.
This is the book of Luke 18, 8 and 17. For nothing is secret, that shall not be made manifest. Neither anything hid, that shall not be known and come abroad. And so this devil is getting exposed by the day. Even all these other people, even these people in the world, man, everybody is calling them out, man. Everyone's making memes about them. You even putting an emoji, a juice box emoji, on TikTok is going to get you taken down.
Yeah. So the thing is, right, just to tie everything into, the main topic, right, because that guy, Benjamin, fill in the blank, right, he bought up, they bought up that company that has like ownership in TikTok or something. They basically were trying to buy out TikTok, right? So if they're trying to control that, he called it TikTok was like the biggest weapon. They're going to get their hands on other platforms too, you best believe, or they're going to infiltrate their way. And the thing is, right, the Lord, he took out the YouTube CEO, right, and I believe it was the son, right, and part of the reason, well, you'll probably, the main reason is because what? Because this fucking bitch was taking brothers' videos down, right? Deleting our, videos, right? Deleting channels, right? So, but soon, man, altogether, man, that there's going to be a time where, no, the Lord is going to allow that to happen where, brothers' videos are just going to be off the face, off YouTube, there's not going to be no, because you'll be surprised, man, how the algorithms they have that can just wipe out things like quickly, man. They can wipe out based off keywords. All they got to do is type in, GMS Israelites, Hebrew Israelites, with that word, to wipe everything off, just do a clean slate.
I mean, didn't they delete like a huge amount of brothers' channels like 4 or 5 years ago?
Yep. Yeah.
A lot of brothers' channels got deleted, and this is the book of Luke 23 and 31. For if they do these things in a green tree, what shall be done in the dry?
Yeah, and that dry season represents what? When there's gonna be no food, water, right? No, the prophets aren't gonna be around to teach anymore, right? Go ahead.
This is the next precept in the book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 10. For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and hath closed your eyes, the prophets and your rulers, the seers hath he covered. So he's going to close, the eyes of these people and put them in a deep sleep. Whoever had the blessing to receive the knowledge and understanding through this internet, or however they came across finding out.
If do you look up one of these brothers' camps? I don't know if they're actually GMS anymore, but they're still using. They're on the GMS doctrine, right? They're on the London Seer camp, right? They have those brothers in London, right? They have like thousands of people passing by, right? Like their camp, and how many out of those thousands of people, how many people actually stop to actually take heed, right? They just kind of like look and just give that like kind of like scoffing look.
Some people go on the camera and wave or make some stupid face, and they're looking at us like we're these bums in garments, and they're making fun of us, saying, "What are these people doing on the sidelines?" But I have a precept for that. And this is a really powerful precept, and these people are going to eat their words real soon. This is
Ezekiel.
This is the book of Ezekiel
33. Yeah.
That's the spirit right there.
Yeah.
And it's loading right now. It says, and
well, then so they know that the prophet has been among them.
They're fucking my internet right now.
Well, I think I know that one. The book of Ezekiel 33 and 33.
I got it.
You got it?
Okay. This cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet had been among them. So, these family members, these cousins, these friends, these people that knew that or know that you're a Hebrew Israelite and that you're pushing this gospel out and doing the work.
Then they're
talking so much shit.
Yep.
They're gonna know real soon.
Oh shit! Those guys, that microchip. Oh, that famine, that war. It actually happened. They actually. Where are they? Where'd they go? We're not gonna even see these people. We're gonna be gone at that point, man. Yeah. The Lord gonna put the spirit on us to not to fucking say a word.
Because we said what we had to say. We pushed out the work, and
when the actual famine of the word hits, which we're already seeing certain signs come, right? That's when that's when you know that I mean, that's it, man. Because what does the scripture say, right? Hold on, let me bring this out. This book of 2 Corinthians 13 and 8. It says, "For we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth," right? So, that goes hand in hand, right? When these scoffers scoff at us, right? It was saying that in the scriptures, right? And then, when the famine of the word hits and we don't tell anybody anything, right? We're still doing stuff for the truth, right? Because, that's just a prophecy, you know what I'm saying?
All those seeds, all those videos, all the work that we were doing, that was us storing up our treasures in heaven.
Keep going. You store up your treasures in heaven?
Yeah, we're storing up our treasures in heaven, and when that time comes, when we gotta stop doing the work, we've already did what we had to do. We left it all on the table. At that point, we're going to be, enduring till the end and working on our own salvation with fear and trembling, just resisting that temptation, man, that hour of temptation. And I have this precept I wanted to bring out in the book of 2 Timothy 4:3-4. For the time will come where they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears, and they shall turn away their ears from the truth, and shall be turned on to fables. So you're going to see there's going to be a mass deception. It's going to be your family members, your friends, it could be a woman, your kids, whatever the case may be. There's going to be a lot of people that that are going to get turned to these fables, man. They're going to have itching ears. They're going to be seeing these signs and wonders, Satan's ignorant devices with the mark of the beast rolling out, and they're going to succumb to that temptation, and they're not going to be able to resist. They're just going to fall into that and get destroyed. And you're going to witness that, man, and it's going to be a tough thing to see, but that this is what was said in the scriptures. This is what was talked about. This is what we've been ultimately preparing up through this whole time. And that's just, not everybody's able to receive this. A remnant will only be saved. The Lord's only dealing with his elect. He's not dealing with everybody and anybody. Billions of people in the world.
And Esau's watching you. Everybody, man. He's watching. If you're an Israelite, man, he's watching you. Even if you're not even posting lessons or doing videos, whatever. If you're one of those brothers that just watches videos, right? You're still part of that. On that list.
And that's how you know, because right. One thing that me and a lot of the brothers have seen is that right after we're done watching a very exhorting and powerful lesson, we could just be laying down listening to it. Some bullshit Christian fucking Edomite pastor shows up in the next video. We don't want to see that shit. But he puts that there because he thinks that there's these little spirits of trickery. People, because there are individuals out there that would listen to that and still fall into that trap. But for us, man, we're unmovable. As the scriptures say, be ye unmovable, steadfast, always abounding in the work of the Lord. So you're supposed to have your feet girded, your loins girded by the truth. You're not going to be swayed away by all these different philosophies and doctrines and vain deities and all that nonsense that the world shows, man. If you're in the building, man, be thankful that you're in the building and hold on to this gift, man. Because it's precious and not everybody has this truth.
Yeah.
So let me see if I have any other precepts. If not, we'll close out.
Yeah. It just goes to show you, man. This devil. He's kind of like he's sneakily doing things. He's kind of like slowly crawling his way in there, right? Like similar to like Jude 1:4. Beware of many men who are crept in unawares, right? This devil. He's gonna slowly do the same thing, right? He's gonna pick apart your videos, start changing what you said. Right now, he's not letting us, put links in the description, removing comments, hiding comments. Because even on brother videos, right, I'll see like a comment. It'll show like 4 comments, 3 comments. You click it, there's nothing there. Yeah. That's happening, man.
Yeah, that's a very common thing. He's screening everything. He has a surveillance camera on all of us.
And don't you think that they know about us, man? Because that guy Tucker Carlson, he even went up to the GMS camp.
An agent.
Yeah, so what do you think they're going? They're reeling back to their puppet masters. They're saying these guys are saying this, these guys are saying this, right?
And I believe the apostles said one time that men in suits came out of a limo and they overheard what they were speaking about, and they were just baffled that they knew about this. They knew who these individuals were. They said, we were trying to hide this. How do you guys know about this?
Yep.
Roughly paraphrasing.
Yep.
Roughly paraphrasing along the lines of what I remember them saying. So this shows, man, this is the truth right here. This is the truth. There's a lot of other Israelite camps out there, but not all of them are speaking the truth. You got Israelite camps like WFI, IUIC, ISUPK. None of them are talking about prophecy. None of them are talking about end times. None of them are talking about the mark of the beast. They wanted to scoff and mock. And now we see this right in front of our faces, man. Elon Musk wanted to push out mass implementations of Neuralink.
This guy, Elon Musk, don't be surprised, because this motherfucker, he got all of his Tesla stations and Starlinks up in the fucking air, right? He's got his Tesla stations all across the United States, right? He's known for making shit happen very quickly and putting putting like stations everywhere, like putting certain objects. Don't be surprised when this motherfucker ramps up his production. You're gonna see that go crazy.
And you're gonna see it go crazy. Man.
And then mind you, because these Moabites, right? These Ammonites, right? They're so prideful, right? Like the scriptures talks about in the book of Jeremiah, right? They're so prideful, right? That you best believe they're gonna try to catch up and make their own brain computer microchip interface, right? RFID microchip.
Because what do you see? And I'm speaking as a man here, but we're looking at all these other countries, and you got
Huawei,
you got Nokia,
yep.
Huawei, Nokia, you got Dell, you got Samsung, you got all different types of Androids, Motorola. You don't think these individuals, after years of being pushed off to the side, you have Apple in the forefront, you don't think these people are going to try to switch things up and do their own little fancy thing?
They're going to see that as their opportunity to get onto the market.
Yeah.
Right? The same way like AI, like artificial intelligence was like this kind of like boom, right? Where it was gave these these different companies opportunity to make money. That's going to be that chip for a lot of people, man. That chip is going to be that fucking opportunity for these devils to profit off of people.
And that's the RFID CHIP spoken about in Revelation, the 13th chapter.
Yeah, and incision.
An incision, and if you want to bring that out, brother,
yep.
So that we can get that for the new listeners in that have.
Yeah, you bring it out because I'm holding the button.
Out in Revelation chapter 13, and we're gonna actually go into this in the Strong's because there's a lot of people that want to say that Mark means sin. How the fuck does Mark mean white woman? Or
how the fuck are you gonna buy and sell with the white woman or Christianity?
But see, these people don't have the gift of prophecy. They don't have that. That's why they're just gonna teach whatever and whatever, and these people are just gonna eat it up. And this is and I'm gonna start from Revelation, and I'm gonna go from 11 and then read on down and then get to that. So it says, "And I beheld another beast coming up of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon, and he exercised all power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on earth in the sight of men. And he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had the power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by the sword, and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed." So this devil is going to make all sorts of false miracles. He's going to
holograms.
He's going to make people that were paralyzed suddenly be able to walk again. You're going to have a guy that hasn't been able to walk in 20, 30 years, and suddenly he can get up and do cartwheels. People are going to think, wow, this is a miracle. And they're going to start to trust in this devil. And here's where it speaks about this. This is the book of Revelation, and 13, I'm going to read it 16. "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads." So this is all people.
Yeah, all prisoners, free people, poor people, rich people.
Everybody.
Don't fucking matter. He's gonna find every way for you to take that chip.
The guidestones.
Yeah, but go into that word Mark. Yeah.
Okay, and we're going to go into that word mark right now and break that up in interlinear concordance, because there's a deeper meaning to certain words, which a lot of you simple-minded individuals, you Israelites, you people from the other camps, you're not able to grasp that, man, because you don't study. Study to show thyself approved, and precept upon precept, line upon line, as the scriptures say. But we're going to go here to where it says mark, and this is G5480. If you want to come right here, I'm going to bring that out. The Greek.
Strong's G5480. Charagma.
So, if we're going to read this in the outline of the biblical usage of what the word mark, charagma, means, it's a stamp, an imprinted mark. Of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand of the badge of the followers of the Antichrist. The mark branded upon horses, thing carved, sculpture, graven work of idolatrous images. So this has to be incisioned into you. It has to be placed inside of you. How can you get JC placed inside of you? How can you get the white woman? How can you get sin? How can you get Christianity? All these people saying everything else but the RFID microchip being the mark are absolutely bugged the fuck out. And they're ultimately going to get destroyed for that.
Yeah.
This is imprinted. Has to be put.
It's a physical mark.
This is physical. And that's going to come in the form of an RFID chip.
Yep.
It could be coming in different sorts of ways. It could be a brain implant. It could be but it's gonna be an RFID. It's gonna be some form of RFID in order to buy or sell, to live, to be able to go into society. And you taking that shows that you don't trust in the Lord. You don't trust in having faith. You folded and you gave yourself to Esau's rulership, and this devil is going to be able to control you. He can shut you off. He can make you go one way. He can fuck you up. Okay, and you're going to ultimately break out in plagues, man, because you're not going to be able to handle this. Your body's going to reject it because you're having something foreign coming inside of you. And your body's not going to be able to sustain that. And if you do take this, I repeat, you will not receive salvation if you take this mark. You will be utterly destroyed. So if we're going to tell you anything, man, is to not take that. And don't listen to anybody else that's telling you it's something other than the RFID microchip. So I also want to go and finish the rest of this. And it says, and that no man may buy or sell, save he had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is a number of man, and his number is 666. So 666. So no man is going to be able to buy or sell if he has this, unless he has this mark. So he's basically going to make this
mandatory.
You're not going to be able to travel. You're not going to be able to go on the computer. You're not going to be able to purchase things on Amazon. You're not going to be able to receive money. You're not going to be able to sell things. You cannot live in society like you normally did. That is going to, and they're going to have babies. The moment babies are born, they're going to try to put them, hook them up with an RFID. They're going to come with all different sorts of manipulation tactics, celebrities and puppets and people that are popular to try to deceive the masses into taking this.
And can I say something? When you go back to scripture, it says, rich and poor. Esau's gonna make this mark, man. He's gonna make it so most people could have it. It don't matter. He might even pay for it for certain people. They might make it super, cost effective. Whatever the case might be. And the thing is, there's that saying, nothing. There's always a hidden cost. Like nothing is free, right?
Nothing is free.
The same way this devil, he was handing out Big Macs, and fries for people to take that, that sword, that wand, right?
You have free cafeteria food, New York City, free cafeteria food, and you drink out of a public water fountain. It's free, but it's riddled with chemicals and shit that's going to kill you. So there's always something behind it, and this is how this devil operates. He tries to be your friend. I actually have a precept in the book of Ecclesiasticus that speaks about that I want to bring out.
Mm-hmm.
It's the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12, verse 17. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first, and though he pretend to help thee, yet he shall undermine thee. So when this devil brings forth chaos and martial law, and he has these FEMA camps set up, and he's ripping people out of the house, he's going to act like your friend. Hey, take this, this is what we're going to be able to do, so we can go back into society, and we can live freely, and this is going to help everybody. Just like he did with that, that jump. That jump, you know what I'm talking about.
And don't be surprised. Don't be surprised when they do another, scam dizzle,
Scam dizzle.
right? You can fill in the blanks.
They were making it back then, so if you didn't take that, you were deemed a threat to society.
Because that guy Bill Snakes, he says what? He says, he said this, there will be another, fill in the blank, right?
And these people have to tell you what they're doing.
They're gonna tell you what you're doing, right? And just to kind of just to tie it in with everything we've been talking about, all these things that we spoke about, the mark, right? YouTube changing our videos, YouTube making an ID mandatory for the upload links, right? All these things, man, they all come into play slowly. It's like puzzle pieces, right? And this devil's slowly adding a few pieces at a time.
Because the devil can't do things all at one to 2 days. But let me tell you, he'll move swiftly.
Over a year, man, he can do a lot in a year.
Look what happened in the year 2025. And if I can bring out a quick point, just as an example, that detention center in the Everglades that used to be a runway for planes to come in, Alligator Alcatraz, that fucking thing got built in less than 2 weeks. This huge facility got built from the ground up in 2 weeks, or even less than that.
Yep.
So what makes you think this devil doesn't have this stuff already ready to go? He just hasn't told the public.
Yeah, with enough, funding, enough money, man, they can speed a lot of shit up, man.
And ultimately, the Lord.
It's just the Lord, man. Because what's this? I'm gonna bring out one final precept, right? You can bring out. All right, this is Proverbs 20 and 24. Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? And there's another precept that talks about how basically I'm paraphrasing it here, but it basically talks about how the king's heart is basically controlled by the Lord, right? So at the end of the day, if the Lord decides to speed things up, right, and say let's make these things happen faster, right, because for the sake of the elect, right, because the days will be shortened, he can say let's get this guy roll out this chip more. Let's get martial law start going. Let's make DJT start bombing more places.
We're signing.
He can do that. Don't be surprised.
We're signing and crying. We want out of this place. So
yeah, we want to get the fuck out of this place, man.
Prayers.
Yeah, fuck this goddamn place, man, because it's wicked, right? It's a polluted ass, dirty ass fucking place, man. If you're not taking heed to what we have to say, man, you're gonna get destroyed.
You're destroyed, so you better repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand.
Yep.
With that being said, Lord willing, we pray this lesson was edifying and exhorting to your spirit, to those that listen in. We're gonna give
all praises, honor to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who teach and rule well. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect and the 1/3. I'm the brother Barak, and with the brother Yahweh. Shalom.